This week I got an email from one of my subscribers. I have a Dell Inspiron 3573. As soon as I plug in the charger, the LED light on the charger goes off, so it looks like I have a motherboard fault. Can you advise? Well, as we've seen from previous videos on this channel, if you plug in the charger and the LED light immediately goes off, that's usually an indication of a short on the motherboard. So I thought it might be fun to get a few pictures of the motherboard from that Dell Inspiron 3573 and see if I could advise him where and how to look for that short. I first requested a photograph of the input section, and this is what I received. So as you can see, we have our DC input right here. It's marked DC in, and this is where we're going to start our troubleshooting. We have 6 pins on this DC input jack, starting with pin number 1 right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So let's mark those in. Now I found a partial schematic for this motherboard, and I was able to identify that these 2 pins 1 and 2 are where our DC input comes in, and pins 5 and 6 are our ground pins. So the first thing I suggested was to check to see if we have that short at our DC input connector. So with our multimeter in diode mode, I told him to place the red probe to pin 6 and the black probe to pin 1, and when he did that he measured 0.645 volts in diode mode. So we don't have a short at the input section. So where does our DC in voltage go from here? Well, as you can see, we follow along this track and it comes up onto PU4301, which is this MOSFET right here. PU4301 is an Aeon 7403 P-channel MOSFET. Let's mark in the pins on that. Now, if the gate pin of this MOSFET is low, that switches the MOSFET on, and our DC in travels through from our source to our drain pins and onto a second MOSFET, PU4402. PU4402 is also an Aeon 7403 P-channel MOSFET, so let's mark in the pins on that. And similarly, if the gate pin is low on this, the MOSFET should be switched on and allow our DC in through from our drain to our source pin. And from here, our DC in should go through this current sense resistor here, and then down to our battery management IC. This is the common input configuration we see of laptops of this vintage, where we have 2 input MOSFETs followed by a current sense resistor. I thought the next most appropriate place to check for a short is at this current sense resistor right here. So what I suggested was disconnecting all power and checking for a reading in diode mode at that current sense resistor. So with our multimeter once again in diode mode, I suggested placing the red probe to pin number 6 and the black probe to PR4402, which is our current sense resistor. When he did that, he got a reading of 0.002 volts. So in a few short steps, we have quickly identified which part of the circuit is shorted. Now, once we have identified which part of the circuit is shorted, the next step is to inject power with our DC power supply and see which component heats up. However, my subscriber does not have a DC power supply, as he doesn't fix motherboards regularly. So I got him to do a more thorough inspection of all of the capacitors and ICs around this section of the board. I was provided with a number of images of the motherboard so that I could carry out a sort of remote visual inspection myself, but unfortunately I wasn't able to identify any components that were shorted. So the question is, if we have identified which part of the circuit is shorted, but we don't have the use of a DC power supply, and nothing is showing up through visual inspection, how are we meant to find out which component is shorted? We know that our shorted component is one of the components that is connected to this track here. So we could literally remove each component one by one until eventually our short goes away. However, this is just not practical. So that's where I throw it over to you guys. How can we locate the shorted component without having the use of a DC power supply? Because I really want to get this laptop back up and running again. I've requested better quality images and video of the motherboard so that we can all do a visual inspection. When I receive those, I will upload those to my Google Drive and you can all do your own visual inspection. Please post any comments down below that you think might help to get this issue resolved.